Hi everyone, welcome to Learning is Fun with Miss. Remember to read today. If you dream it, you can do it. What is inference? How can you make an inference? When can you use inferencing? In today's video, we will learn all about inferencing. Did you know that you make inferences all the time? For example, when you see someone that is yawning or sleeping in class, you may make an assumption that they are tired. Making inferences. Readers use story clues and what they know to discover what is not directly stated in the text. They can use text clues or textual evidence plus background knowledge to make an inference. When you make an inference about someone or something, you use details and examples from the text and what you already know about the topic to form a new idea. If a text says that Goldilocks sits in the baby chair even though she is not a baby, and based on what you know, if you think that the baby chair is small and not meant for big kids because they weigh too much, then you can infer that since Goldilocks is too heavy for the baby chair, it can break or it breaks. Jake stood on the riverbank. He cast his fishing pole into the deep water. He had been trying to catch a fish for many hours. Alex and Zach laughed as they watched Jake throw the line into the water one more time. What can Jake be doing? Let's think. Take 30 seconds, pause the video, and make an inference based on this example. So, what did you infer? If you said Jake is trying to catch a fish, then you are most definitely correct. Great job. Let's keep going. Let's read another selection. The air blowing off of the water is clean and crisp. As she slowly made her way to her destination, the damp sand beneath her feet began to stick to the bottom of her toes. Finally, she was close enough to see. A blue and white tablecloth spread over the sand. Candles, crystal, and chinawares glistened in the light of the setting sun. She smiled, and a tear ran down her cheek. Ask yourself the following questions. Where is this woman? What time of day is it? As she approaches, what does she see? Will she be spending the evening alone? Well, where do you think the woman is? If you said beach, you are correct because there is sand and the sand seems to be also touching her toes, at the bottom of her toes, and it's also, the tablecloth is also spread over the sand. What time of day is it? Okay, so the air is blowing off the water. It is clean and crisp. and she slowly made her way to her destination. The damp sand beneath her feet began to stick to the bottom of her toes. Finally, she was close enough to see. A blue and white tablecloth spread over the sand. Candles, crystal, and china were as glistened in the light of the setting sun. So, what time of day is it? If you've said evening, you are correct because the sun is setting. And as she approaches, what does she see? She sees a blue and white tablecloth spread over the sand. Correct again. Will she be spending the evening alone? Well, a blue and white tablecloth spread over the sand. Candles, crystal, and chinawares glistened in the light of the setting sun. She smiled, and a tear ran down her cheek. It seems that there is someone who got all of this ready for her, and she feels touched, she feels loved, and there's a tear rolling down her cheek. That must mean that there is someone else who will spend the evening with her. Probably a loved one or someone she is very fond of. Notice how I read the passage 3-4 times to figure out each of the answers. You are allowed to do that. Read, reread, and read again if necessary to find the answers. Let's look at another example. This one is called Special Night. Katie was excited about tonight. Happily, she put on her big red shoes and bright yellow outfit. Her mom helped Katie paint her face white with a big red circle on each cheek. Just before Katie ran out the door to meet her friends, she attached her large, squeaky nose and placed a bright blue, pointy hat on top of her head. She grabbed an empty bag and went out into the night. So, what can you infer? Take another 30 seconds, pause the video, and try to make an inference based on this story or passage. So, what can you infer? From reading the above mentioned passage, we can infer that Katie is dressing up as a clown for Halloween. We know this because it states that she is dressing up and her mother is putting white paint on her face. And she attached her large, squeaky nose. We know that it is Halloween because she grabbed an empty bag and went out into the night. This means that Katie is going trick or treating. In today's video, we learned about inferencing. I hope you learned a thing or two about inferencing. Thank you for watching and learning with me. I'll see you again next time. Bye.